Hello, friends and knife nerds. This is the Kansept Eaglestrike. Beautiful titanium scales with a bead blast finish, titanium back spacer, and a titanium pocket clip, non-reversible. So we got a show side here. The crossbar lock action on this thing is sick. We got a single blocking post here. Check this thing out. I mean, it's so smooth. The blade lash is like none. They really did an amazing job here. Look at that. I mean, like zero blade lash when I pull that down. I love it. That's nicely tuned. Great job, Kansept. Blade is beautiful. That is a nice, just piercing profile right there. Aggressive, flat grind, stonewash finish, the cool millwork. I do like this right here. That is really sweet. Nice touch. Thumb studs, perfectly placed. Ergonomics are nice. This is a large knife, over 8 inches. You can feel that. Now let's take a quick measurement here. Blade wise, we're looking at, let's see, 3.75-ish inches. And then overall, we're looking at 8.4-ish, 3-ish, between 3 and 4-ish inches. So that's a nice sized knife. Let's get a weight on this thing as well. .25 ounces. That is a nicely sized knife. Really, I like the Kansept isn't afraid to make them a little bit bigger. This thing is super cool, very comfortable. Just kind of naturally folds into this. This jimped ramp right here is excellent. Sharp enough to grab the finger very well. Choking up, not really recommended here, but there is a nice size sharpening choil here. So you can keep wearing this thing down for quite a long time. This will last you years. Then we have S35 VN steel. I dig it. That's one of my favorite steels. It's just an amazing steel to work with. Easy to sharpen. And just a really cool profile. This is an aggressive profile, but not over the top aggressive. And I like this color. It comes in 2 other colors. Scale-wise, that titanium with that lightning strike pattern, and I think black as well. The collaboration here is with James Lowe, an Australian folk who really just did a great job designing this within Kansept's specs. Just very cool work here. I look forward to seeing what else he's got done. Now, I just want to show you guys how to oil this thing, and probably can use this for other knives as well. So let's take a quick look. So with all T8 hardware, I was able to remove that scale, and you can see you can adjust the tension on your Omega spring. It comes nice and light, and then if you want to speed it up, you can pop this out and push it over to that first or second one, depending on how much you actually want, which is a nice touch. If it's too light a detent, you can do that. Now, I'm just going to clean this up around the pivot a little bit. Just get a little bit of grime out of there. And then the place you want to try to add a little bit of oil is, you know, there's not a whole lot of friction on this thing. So it doesn't really need, you can see the bearings there. It doesn't need a whole lot of oil, but if you want to put a little bit, you usually want to put it where the knife is going to touch against the scales. On a crossbar lock, that is typically no other place aside from the bearing. And you know, you run into problems sometimes if you put oil in the bearings, because it can goop them up quicker if it gets any dirt in it. So instead of resorting to that, typically on a frame lock or a liner lock, the track of where the contact is along the outer scale. So you would like usually go kind of in a pattern like this. You can even many times see a mark on the blade that you can actually trace with your oil. There are a couple different oil types to use. I use that, or if I got to get a finer touch, I use this. It's dirt cheap on Amazon, but the Tough Glide gets you a nice precise spot, so you can just leave a nice little trail exactly where you would like to. And stuff's only like $8 on Amazon. It's probably now like 10 or 12, knowing inflation. But this is a really nice way to be able to take care of your knives, adjust your tension, and take a closer look at a really well-made knife. There's not a lot of extra details added here, just the basics. Nice, well-made basics. Well, friends and knife nerds, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time.